Well, originally in '76, I worked at a front end shop in LaGrange, and the guy sold his business, and I needed a job. And Irv Slaybaugh, which I've known for years and years, actually was working here at Supreme, and he asked me to stop by one time, and it was just a coincidence. He stopped by and asked me if I wanted a job, and I says, yeah. So I came over here and started on a Monday morning. It was a clear blue day, sun shining, 60 degrees, awesome. And I started building roofs. And I built roofs on the van line for, and matter of fact, this place wasn't even here. It was across 33, the first building on the left-hand side, the old MedTech building. We were in there, and that was in April. Then in August, we moved into Plant 1. And boy, we had so much room, it was incredible. But in April of the next year, they added on again. And the next year, they added on again. And it's just never quit growing. Well, there's a bunch of them, probably. Christy Miller was one of them. He taught me how to work and do what I did on production, as far as being on production, and moved me around different places. And I went from roof jig to door department to the cutoff saw to group leader over mini bodies, which is Spartans now, and actually started those up. I used to build the doors for them, and we used to build pickup caps, and I built doors for those. We were busy. I used to order every other day. I'd order 400 more door panels, and I built them all, and I just kept going from there, and went out to the warehouse from there, and then was shipping and receiving for 10 years, something like that. And then I went to chassis receiving, and yeah, I've been there ever since. I enjoy it. Well, Christy was one of them. Omer was a big inspiration to us back then. He was not afraid to work. He'd get out there and just help us do it, whatever it was that needed to be done. He helped us. And probably John Woods probably gave me an inspiration to enjoy my job as much as I can, you know. And we just always, I always tell my people that if you can't have fun, I don't want you here. And he taught me that. Just enjoy what you're doing. And I do. I love it. I'm outside all day long, just about. So, yeah. Jim Helmuth, Christy, Omer, Steve Adele had a lot to do with it. Irv Slaybaugh had a lot to do with it. I mean, I could go down the line and just love it. I'm outside. I do not want to be cooped up in an office all day long. It's not my gig. Well, I get to meet all kinds of people. First of all, especially when I go after parts, picking up parts, anywhere from South Bend to Shipshewana to Fort Wayne or wherever I have to go to pick up parts, I meet all kinds of different people. I love meeting new people. And the interaction that I have with the people here, although they're changing so fast I can't keep up with them anymore, but a lot of the old timers I can stop in and say hey anytime, and that's what I really like is meeting new people, enjoying people, and interacting with them. Probably building pickup caps. We'd build 20 of them a day. And I built the doors at that time, but yeah, when I was actually back in mini bodies, I had one other guy with me, and he built 3 caps, I'd help him, and I built a Spartan body a day by ourselves, the two of us. That was the floors, the roofs, the fronts, the backs, the sidewalls, the whole 9 yards. And that was probably, and we used to use scrap material, scrap 040, and short stuff that they couldn't use on the van lines. So it was scrap material. So we were saving scrap by doing that, and that was probably, I would guess, probably one of the bigger things that I've done. But I enjoyed it. Oh, I tell you what, worked hard, but we enjoyed it. Well, it's always been a really, really good place to work. I've really enjoyed it. Really been a good place to work. Like every place, it's got its problems, but then you overlook some of those and you keep going. I think they've really done me good. Matter of fact, I was going to bring you a document of my first raise that I ever got in 1976 in August. I started at $3.75 and kept going from there. So I got a nickel raise every year. So in 37 years, does that tell you where I'm at? Yeah, it's just, that's probably, I love working here. I've always, felt comfortable and never felt really threatened. But as long as somebody does their job and does a good job of it, why, I don't think they ever have to worry about getting laid off or fired or whatever. But yeah, it's just been a great place to work. I'm too old to go anywhere else. No, I'm 65, but and if they'll keep me, I'll work till I'm 70. And then I might think about retiring. But yeah, if I retire, I'd go home and sit down and not do anything, and I might as well enjoy it while I'm outside. I love it. So yeah, that's what's keeping me. And some of the old timers that have been here for a long time, Ron Johnson and Mark Baker and Steve Odell and Doug Delagrange, all of those guys, just been here forever and a day, and I've got a good bond with them. I always have had. So that's probably what it keeps me here. I've had chances to go years ago, but I'm getting too old to do that anymore, somewhere else. I didn't really even consider it back then when I had an opportunity to go somewhere else. I just liked it here, really did. They've done me good. I've tried to do the same for them. So.
Supreme Corporation.